Hey everybody, GeForce41 here with another PGA Tour 2K23 course design tip tutorial video. This is quick tips number 9. We're up to 9 and we are at Copper Crest Canyon by pkohh. There's nothing else on the handle besides that, nor in the request. Another viewer has reached out to me via the channel. Thank you so much for watching and requesting a playthrough of your course. Quick tips is where we give beginner designers some quick tips and some basics. We don't necessarily do the whole course. Sometimes we do, but we try to kind of keep it quick to the point and give some golf course design genius tips. No, I'm kidding. Some real basic stuff most of the time, but some insightful stuff as well, depending on the level of the designer in the course, to help you with your designs and up your design game. Okay. So this course it's his fourth course, and hey, this has 4,000 plays, so you're getting some love here. So good for you. Now this is a pretty picture off the first tee. We saw in our last quick tip video, not much off the first tee, right? This is a very pretty sight off the first tee. You could maybe work the tree line a little bit, but that's my only area of improvement. But it looks really good. Sets it in the background nice, and it is very, very pretty. And this is, hey, I'm kind of looking forward to playing this. You got the yardage markers right there. You don't see that a lot in this game. So yeah, you've put the bunkers in the fairway, and you've put it looks like a spline around them. Right, that's the way to do it. On the last video, we saw that you kind of when you just put the shapes in there, it doesn't work. You've got some unique shape going. I got the wind here. I put it on medium wind, I think northeast. Let's see what else we got going. So you've got a nice kind of shape to the terrain, it looks like. It's falling down to the water naturally. All right, so we've talked about that in pretty much all my videos. Make sure the terrain fits in naturally. The slope of the course is kind of going with things, right? So it looks like we got a pretty lake here, and most of this course is going to wind around the lake, I bet. I have no idea because I haven't played it. Don't know anything about it. So the green is set up on a little bit of a hill. You've got the bunker offset over there. Very nice. You've got a little bit of a kind of a layup area there. So very good. I like it so far. Downhill lie. Got to offset that by aiming right. Downhill side hill, I should say. Okay. Not bad so far. You're running at 147. Green looks reasonable, and it's rolling down towards the lake. Very nice. I like the textures so far. Some good BTs, I call them, the behind scene cutscenes, right? You always want to take a look at these, make sure it looks nice. I like the pops of color in the planning too. That the reds and the kind of yellows and oranges add a little bit to it. I had a course like that once. Fairly similar to this, and I was kind of setting it in late fall, early December actually. I have to bring that one out for the holidays. Wind in my face. Yeah, pretty good. Let's take a look here. You might want a little bit more room in here, with between the green and the bunker. The sculpting looks okay. You've definitely done some sculpting there. Could be a little bit better. I know this is kind of one of the hardest things. It's a little bit bumpy. I would not say bathtubby, but it's getting close. A little smoothing wouldn't kill you here, right? Because it's getting a little bathtubby there. Again, it's a little close to the green, so that's a kind of nitpicky thing. But all in looks pretty good, and that visual off the tee would look a little bit better, I think, if you had some more space between the bunker and the green. I like the little island there. Again, interesting shape green. Yeah, so far the slopes of the greens look pretty reasonable. Fairly interesting. And that whole location's up on a little bit of a plateau, but it's a fairly straight putt in, so that's pretty good. So far, so good. Alright. Now I've got a little unique shaped hole here. All right, I like this. So this is almost kind of a bottle concept we got going here, right? Where you can take the shorter approach and get the angle, right? Or you can take the longer shot, get the distance, and get the shorter shot with the worse angle. So I like that. The only thing I would say here for a 457-yard hole, that green's a little small. So you do want it to be a bit of a challenge coming in from the left side here. But you know, not I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with it. I would say with this wind, I am not messing with that side. I might just actually go with the little light driver here. Let the wind kind of blow it back. I shouldn't go through, and I did. Ah, dang it. With that lie, I'm going to go way up. But you see what I mean? That green's going to be a little tough. So I like the idea behind the unique bunkers. I would just work on that sculpting a little. If I see one in the next hole or two, try to focus on it a little. And I know it's a pain in the you-know-what, folks, but the bunker sculpting is really important to make your courses really pop. Okay, this is a par 5. Yeah, this isn't the greatest example, but before I forget, so basically when you sculpt the bunkers, you want to sculpt the interior. Use the flatten brush. Like I said, it's a little counterintuitive. You have to raise it to lower it a reasonable amount. If you just put it at flat, it will go way down and create this kind of bathtub. In other words, if you take that sculpting brush, the fuzzy donut, and put it at 0, and just put it in there, for some reason, it's just the way the math works. It'll bring the middle of it way down and create this kind of bathtubby thing. So you got to bring it up to about a foot 2 inches, kind of where I go sometimes, and just kind of click and pan, drag to the pan, click and drag in, and kind of get it a little bit flatter. But what you also want to sculpt is the outside of the bunker, right? So you want to take that same fuzzy donut and go up about 2 or 3 inches, click, 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 and you've got to go all the way around. So you see how uneven that is? And believe me, that, and it's especially apparent right there. If you took that brush, the sculpting brush, and we're talking landscape flat in here, not raise, just 2 or 3 inches, probably 3 inches around right here, this would look much, much better, okay? Is it tedious work? Yes. Do I like it? No. Do I do it? Yes. It's a pain, right? And it's not fun. So put on a good podcast, a ball game, some music, a beverage of your choice, whether it be leaded or unleaded, so to speak. And you just got to have at it, right? One of the more tedious things of course design that I don't particularly like myself, but you've really got to focus on your bunkers. Oh, this is pretty. I like this one. Okay, so it's a nice use of trees because it's a little bit of sparse tree line, right? Because we've kind of got this. I believe, is this the desert or the steppe theme? I'm not sure off the top of my head. Again, nicely done with the splining here. Could be a little smoother. In general, your fairway splines are pretty smooth, not bad. Looks like you put a couple splines together here. I can just tell by that, just because I've done it. It's not much you can do there. And let's look at this. Nice elevated green, but I like the view off the tee here. What else can I say about this? Cart path looks a little jagged. So I stay away from the cart path. They just kind of get annoying after a while. What I wanted to say here is look at the entrance. Green entrance. One of my video series, I did 2 green entrance videos. This is why. Right, folks, if you've seen those 2 videos on green entrances, what do you got here? There's the bump. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. You flatten the green to flatten that putting surface up there, which is the right thing to do, but then it creates this kind of unnatural bump here. you've really got to flatten that out too, okay? And you got to do that first because your green's going to get all screwed up if you do it second. So when you're designing a green that's elevated like this, that's great. I love elevated greens. You've got to flatten that area too, and it takes some trial and error. Flatten, raise, flatten, raise. Sometimes you need both, okay? But watch those green entrances videos if you're not sure what I'm talking about. I was guilty of that too in the early days until I kind of figured it out. Now, could you have a serious bump in front? Yeah, okay. But usually it's not intentional. So the designer flattens that front section out to make the putting reasonable and neglects the entrance to the green. That's what usually happens. Okay, so on to 5. A little bit... No, it's okay. I was going to say a bit of a blind. We're pinching around 300, so this is coming back the other way. Let's see what happens here. So yeah, just a general sculpting around the bunkers can be improved a little bit. Would really make the course look top notch. Looks like a almost look like a glove there for a second. I like that's a unique shape green. I kind of like that, and I like the fact that you give this little kind of what do you call it, bailout area, or you know, kind of section of fairway behind the green. You'll see Nicholas does that a lot in his courses. Collection area. Sorry, the word was escaping me. It's been a long day so far. But this is how I relax, believe it or not. Designing can be frustrating sometimes, but all in, it's pretty relaxing and cathartic, if you ask me. Which is why I'm still doing this after all these years. Not bad. So far I can see why this course has 4,000 plays. So good for you. You're on the right track. That putt was never on the right track. And with some minor execution tweaks here and there, you're going to be a star, I think. Ooh, I like this one. Yeah, again, pretty scene. Good planting. Good use of lighting. Just a little bit on the bunker, maybe a little smaller, a little sculpting, a little touch further away from the green. Would be awesome. I'm not sure why there's a bump there on a shorter par 3. But yeah, I would just, the only thing there, I would just flatten in front of that green. I think that would look much better if that was lower and that was just a little bit of a tiny elevation going up into the green. Again, minor thing. Again, we're talking about moving it from a B plus to an A, right? Something like that, or an A minus to an A plus. Okay. So this one's interesting. I'm not sure if I'm fond of this yet. I got the wind in my face. I've got nothing to do here. Well, that's probably not going to work. I would say pick one here. Pick this bunker and get rid of that one. Or get rid of that one and keep that one. In other words, let me have a shot here. Right? Or let me try to cut this corner. But right now, with the wind in my face, with the wind I can cut this corner easy. I can't do much of anything. I might not hit that bunker with the wind in my face, but I'm not going to risk it, so I'm just going to hit a 3-wood. But I think that would give me something to think about. Ugh, I never ran into the rough anyway. And you've got the kind of truncated fairway here. Again, you can do that if there's a reason. There's a decent hill there. That's fine. I mean, I kind of like these. See them a lot. I probably would have ended it a little bit sooner if you're going to do that. but giving everything together, I'm not sure I would have done that, because you got a kind of weird tee shot. So you might run into a situation when you're going to run it up. You might have decided this was going to be one of your harder holes. Don't know. Alright, so now you see kind of a semi-blind tee shot. This works, right? This, I think, is on purpose. You got a little peek at it over the corner, but you really want to kind of draw it around here, and that's kind of blind. You've got the trees in the way. I'm guessing that was by design, right? Not by an error of omission. If that's the case, though, I don't know. I'd have a bunker there, right? It's a little tough to have a bunker, a big one like that in the middle of the fairway behind a blind shot. Can you actually go this way? Just curious. You could actually go this way a little bit too. I'm gonna try. Should I try that? I don't know. So again, if it was, yeah, I wouldn't try that. To be honest with you. So my instinct says no on that. You know, can you? Sure. I'd make it much smaller, though, if I was going to do that. It'd be interesting. Another thing that may be interesting here is a small little tree. But I'm talking very small. I like the shape of the green. Let me look at that again. Yeah, I like that idea there. Pretty good. Bunkers in the appropriate places. The front of the green looks much better this time. All in pretty good. Interesting hole. I think that could be a really good one if you thought through that kind of bunker in the middle of the fairway again. All right. Ooh, what's going on here? Plateau with a bunker, and you got a kind of second fairway over here. What's the green doing? Ooh, interesting. All right, this is interesting. Definitely unique. Not quite fitting in with the rest of the course, but again, I don't know about that bunker there. I'd say do it if it wasn't for that bunker there. It's probably where well, I got the wind at my back, so actually I'm probably going to go down here. But again, yeah, I don't know if I'd put that bunker there. I might put a bunker off here and end the fairway, and, you know, kind of up by the, maybe right where that curve is in the cart path. You have a little bit of a challenge up there, but I don't know about that. It's all right. Makes it interesting, though. Unique. Again, you got a collection area, which is good. All right, 11. Another par 5. Going downhill. Interesting. Got some rocks up there. The other thing I wanted to mention, I forgot to mention beginning, no grid lines. I like it. I mentioned in the other videos, I can't stand the grid lines on most courses. This does not have any, which you can tell, it just looks much better to me. Much more natural. Let's see what happens here. A little bit of a... Ooh, I blocked the hell out of that, and I slowed it. I was going to say be bad enough that it didn't go in that rough. So you kind of got, let's take a look at this. You got a rock wall here to get up on the second shelf. So that's a good idea. I like that. Really good. I can't do anything out of this rough. So now the question is, can I get over that rock wall? So very strategically placed if you did it on purpose. Because guess what? I don't think I can do anything with it. 3 hybrids, 71, 78 on 210. Let's see what happens if I go over the corner. Nope. There you got me. All right. So, one off the rocks. It's not going to make it. Boom. A little backward shot for you. So kind of like that idea. A little different, but you know, you throw those things in, makes your course unique, you know. Some people might get angry at that. You know, it's golf game, folks. I don't know why people get so upset, but not a bad idea. All right, 12, par 3, a little short one over a forced carry. Good idea again. I like this, and it's a little bit of a reverse Redan kind of thing going on. Against, nice slopes to these greens going in the natural direction, so well done. With the wind in my face, is that going to be enough? Oh, and I pulled it. Yikes. A little bit of a shorter 4. The forced carry over that bunker. Doable even with the wind in my face. So good idea there. Yeah, I think strategically you've got a lot of things going for you on this course. You've got a shared green here, which is interesting. So you've got some unique features. Some good execution. Just need a little touch up around some basics on the sculpting. Take a few more looks at it. I like this again too. It's almost, well, I wouldn't quite say I'll leave it. This is kind of interesting though. You're playing with some options here. So 23 feet down, I got the wind in my face. So I'm not going to mess with that. But I am going to just hit it off to the side there. Let the wind blow it off to the left side. See what I can do from there. Nice. Alright, par 5. Let's make up a couple strokes here. Let's get this down in that little valley there. So again, you're seeing how this is utilizing options off the tee to make this course interesting. Something we've talked about a number of times. Now you can see this is the shared green, right? Same shared green we just looked at. Now it's on the flip side. Par 3 on 16 over some water. Interesting here. Let's see how this green's breaking. This is really perched on the top of a hill. It's going down in the water that way, and it's a little bit domed on the top. So I'd be curious to see how it plays on that top section. Get down. So pretty spot for par 3. Again, you always want the par 3s to be scenic. If you want it to be a feature hole, especially one of those shorter par 3s, you kind of want it on one of the nicest piece of land on the plot, on the property. Something scenic like he's done here. So again, that's well done too. Okay, 17 coming home. Again, land's heading down to the water nicely. And let's see what's happening there. Okay. Just set one out over the hill there. Pretty good spot right in the middle. It's a long way in for par 4 with the wind in my face. I got to go up a club. That's looking good. Again, nice long green on a long 4. Not bad. So far, all the greens are rolling pretty nicely. Haven't seen anything particularly wrong with any of them. Let's head into 18, see how he wraps this up. What kind of finish do we have in store here? Alright, pretty sight off the tee along the water here. And let's see, is there a clubhouse anywhere in sight? This clubhouse is kind of way off there, offset. Well, that's okay. I've had a couple like that. Yeah, again, I think one of the only criticisms I have is a little too much on the fairway bunkers. Given that tight section there, I want to go with that, right? If you want to do the center line bunker, you want a big fairway, right? You'd want to, if this was out around 300 yards, you'd want, at least that much fairway out there. So with that pinch there and a bunker there, I wouldn't go with that there. Now I like off in the distance there those kind of little islands, something like that. But again, I would take your pick. I would either take that center line bunker and get rid of that and put some fairway out there, or get rid of that over there. So I think that's only my strategic criticism is a little too much on the center line bunkers. You need more room, and I think you went to that well a few too many times. But put those those grass knolls in there in other places. That's a pretty good idea. A little smaller, a little unique, give the course some character. But pretty setting for 18, kind of a figure 8 shaped green. Let's end it with a bird. Maybe. That wasn't bad, but it's not going to be enough. A little more juice. All right. So I finished it even. But Copper Crest Canyon, not a bad effort for your 4th course. That's not bad at all. That might, I'm going to put it by the guys in the casuals. That might earn a Monday, Tuesday slot later in the season. We're always looking for up-and-coming new designers, so we'll give this one consideration. But I think that was very well done. Again, I don't know the name, but the handle's pkohh. Pretty fun course, and very well done for a new designer. Just focus on some of that sculpting, think through the strategy a little bit, and you're going to be knocking the ball out of the park. So great job. So thank you all for joining. We'll be back soon with some more casual reviews, playthroughs, and some quick tips. If there's anything you want to hear from me, let me know. Drop me a line in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.